Your scene is not bad, your lighting is. Let me show you how to fix it in Blender in about 30 minutes. Alright, so we're trying to reproduce something like this. First thing I do in any scene is delete every single lamp that is existing. So press A, delete this one, then head over to your world settings, make sure everything is empty. You don't want anything in the scene. Then for every single light, all these point lamps, we're going to leave them because they are for the wall lamps. But this area lamp, this one which is here, this one which is at the back, let me show you. This one which is at the back, and this one that's on the top. I'm going to delete everything, so yeah, delete it. Alright, then if you go to render and hit render, everything should be dark. There should be nothing in the scene. Something like this, except those lamps that are emitting light. So nothing should be in the scene, right? So after you've done that, the next thing we're going to do is try and isolate. Because if you see the scene, you see that this everything is adding to the render time, and we don't want that. So select the walls that you want to be involved during the lighting process. I think these ones are okay. The window, then these metal bars here, this one, and this one. Let me see this properly. Okay, so we have these top two. Let's try and isolate it, so I'll see if it's, and this one also is part of it. So alright, okay, we don't have everything, so hold on. This glass here, we have to select it. Select this glass and this gobo, select it. So I'm going to show you what that gobo does. Click on 0, then if you hit render, everything is going to be dark. Nothing should be visible. Then now I have a reference. If you look at our reference, hold on, let me pick it up. Right, so this is my reference. If you look at the reference, you can see that there is this shadow that is going straight like this. Then the scene is lit up properly. So what we're going to do is we'll first add this shadow, because sometimes if you add the shadow cannot properly light up the whole scene. So what we're going to do is go to Blender, then click on new material. In this new material, we're going to add a sky texture. So sky texture, drop it here. Then zoom in. Connect the color to the color of the background. If you click on render, you should see something inside the scene. At least it's going to be better now. Another thing, if the glass is eating up your render time or is making it slow, have noise, you can remove it. So press H to hide. Click on 0. Okay. So I don't like this camera angle. Let me change it. Where's spy? F spy. Okay. So this is the camera angle we are working with. I don't have any choice. Okay, so next thing we are going to do is try and add that shadow. Now it has to do with the elevation the elevation and rotation of our lamp. So if you have something like this, increase the elevation. Yes. So you can see that the elevation of 27.7 degrees and minus 58.7 degrees, you can get this exact lighting setup, this shadow effect on this wall. So I don't like the way it's sharp. I'm going to increase the sun size a bit. Okay, something like this is okay. Now for the gobo, I explained that it's just to cast shadow to the scene. So instead of having high poly trees that are casting shadow to the subjects, you can just have a simple plane, have a pattern that we want to cast, and it's going to do that. So for the material of this one, if you go to objects, you see it's just normal principle BSDF. You connect your image texture to an invert color depending on the type of texture you are working with. So if I change this to 0, you see what it looks like. So we want the trees itself to be the one blocking, because if you change it to 1, you can see that the trees are transparent, but we don't want that. So sorry, you change this to 1, then set it to the alpha. So I'm going to give it that transparent BSDF. Then go back to world. What we are dealing with. You know we have the shadow. We set the shadow already. Now you can see that since we set the shadow, this particular place is not lit up properly. You can see dark areas in this scene. So what I'm going to do is add another sky texture. This sky texture. Then connect this to this. We'll keep this somewhere because we're going to still use it. Then for this one, the elevation should be something like this. The rotation should be something like this. Okay, so I want it to point inward like this. Then the elevation, so it's going to be pointing, like if you check the angle, like that's something degrees. So rotation is like 1 degree. I change this to 0. Okay, so it's perfectly I don't want it to touch the wall, so I'll change this to 1. Okay, I'll change this to 1. Sorry, 1. Yes, so now it's set to 1. It's not touching the wall like that. Then I'll increase the size. The size increases the way the angle of the shadows you get. So the lower the sun size, the sharper the shadows. So if you set this to 0, you see that the shadow is going to be the exact replication of what it's being cast. So you can just increase this to 90 degrees. If you increase it to 90 degrees, it's going to give an even lighting to almost everywhere. So that's that. You can increase the rotation to something like this. Let's change this to 1, so you can see the rotation properly. This is okay. Then change it to 90 degrees. The intensity, change it to like 2. Let's see what's going to happen. Increase it to 1. It's too bright. 2 is okay. Okay, so now I'm going to mix this and this together. The way I'm going to do it is with a mix color. So add a mix color node, drop it here, drop this one to the bottom, then drop this one to the top. Now for our factor, we're going to use add. I'm going to use add. So it takes this particular texture, hold on, it takes the one on top, then it adds the one under to it. You get me? So it's kind of like 2 plus 2 equals to 4. So if you set it to mix, it's going to just blend it. Or if you set it to add, it's kind of works like in layers. So the way to explain this properly is with 2 different textures. So if I have 2 different textures, I want to add a texture on top, like let's say a logo on top. For add, it's going to like just dump it on top, but for mix, it's going to mix it with the texture that is there. So okay, then for this particular one that is dealing with the shadows, let's fix it up. The elevation, something like this. The rotation, sorry, elevation should be something like this. is good. This is good. So for your settings, so your shortcuts, I forgot to add this. So if you want to look at the shortcuts I'm using, you can just check this zone here. I'm just going to show you. Alright, then I think we are done with that. So we are free to save our scene and add everything back to it. If I hit render, you can now see the difference. Okay, so having this, you can still make some changes because if I look at this, I can see that this place is dark, this place is dark, then this place is kind of dark. So I'm going to neglect this side because of the the wire lights that are here, the flood lights that are here. So I'm going to focus on this area mainly because of there's no really lamp that is here that is going to compensate this area. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add an area lamp. Take your cursor, drop it on the base. That's not the base, this is the base. So drop it on the base, shift A, add a lamp, area lamp, scale it on the x-axis, y-axis to be something like this. Then rotate on the y-axis by negative 90 degrees. Then move it up a bit, move it to the back a bit, then move it to the back further. It's along the x-axis. You can check this coordinate system here. So now let's see. If you click render, see what we have. I can still adjust the intensity of this light. So currently the power is set to 10. I'll change this to 50. Then the spread should be I have to move this backwards so that this region here is going to have this kind of shadows that are unrealistic. So drag it to the back. Hold on. Before this start lagging. Drag this to the back. Yes. Then increase this to 80. Right, save it. Now the idea is simple. We have a sun lamp coming in. That sun lamp coming in is casting shadows we're supposed to cast them. Then we have an overlay that does the proper lighting of the scene for all those places so that we will not have very darks and very brights. Do you get? So it kind of blends the whole scene. That's the beauty of these two sky textures. So we add them using a mix color node. So for colors, you use mix colors. For shaders, you use mix shaders. So this is one for shaders. We're going to use it later. Mix shader. So this is mix shader. This is where you add them. This is where you add it. Sorry. So we use this for shadows. We use this to do the proper lighting. Then set the factor to 1 so it does the addition properly. Then next thing we need to do is set our background. Currently we have no background set in this scene because we don't have enough elements to like compensate for the world. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the HDRI. So come to, I'm using Blender kits to get my HDRIs. So Blender kits are not on. When you install it, you log in and do everything you need to do to set it up. It's very easy to use. So you head over to HDRIs, search for trees. Search for trees. I can get this connection code from a target machine. What's the issue? Let's try looking. I think you should start working now. So trees, let's search for it again. Still an issue with that. Alright, so I'm going to load in an existing HDRI from my machine. add a background, drop it here, then shift A, add an environmental texture, drop this, and open assets, HDRs. Let's try this one. Okay. So now we have our HDR set up. If I try to add this and I hit render, it's going to use the HDRI to light up your scene. Do you get me? So it's the easiest way to do it when you have like the background set up, but it doesn't really give you that light that you are looking for. Okay, so normally the HDRI is now. Let me change this to CPU so it's going to be more stable. Okay, so the light is coming from this place. The light is coming from this place. I have to turn it to face this side. So if I can look at it properly, I can see that let's assume it's coming from this side, and change it. Just so Control T to add a mapping node. Then go to the rotation and set this to on the z-axis to -90, +90. So on this 90, the sun should be at the back. So let's try 270. Let's try 270. Okay, so it's coming from that side. 270 works. Oh, let's do 220. Alright. Let's try 230. No, 230. Okay, so 230 is okay. The light is coming from this side. Then consider the trees are playing properly. So what we're going to do next is we can't use the HDRI to light up the scene. We're using the HDRI for background, and the easiest way to do that is use a mix shader node. So we're going to mix the two shaders together. So mix shader, drop this here. Then I think this one should be in the bottom, and this one should be in the top. Now we're mixing the two of them together. Take note, we want it to be in the background, we don't want it to influence the scene at all. So what we're going to do is add a light part. So Shift A, add a light part. Now dump this here. Let's see. So we are doing this camera ray. This camera ray, we drop it here. So what this one does is that it takes the value of the second one and it applies it only to the camera. So if we go back to our scene, we can observe that yes, the scene is being lit up, but the background is the HDRI. You get me? So this is like the easiest way to do it. The light is too sharp, so I'm going to reduce it. That's to the intensity. Let's change this to 0. Alright, for the second one, let's change this to 0. Let's see. Still has to use the sun intensity. So let's set it to 1 instead. And 1. We can do 0.5, 0.5, bottom here, 0.5. Alright, so this is okay. This is okay. Now we have this here. We have sun coming in. We have our HDRI setup. This one I'm going to increase for the area lamp. Let me increase this to, let's see, 100 works, about 200. Then that's all. We need to add another area lamp on top. Well, how we can do that is you head inside, take your cursor to select it Select this region here, shift A, add an area lamp, scale it, move it on the Z axis, then scale it properly. Alright, 7, shift Z, drag this to this place. Let's see if this works. Alright, this one should be much. 10 is okay, or even 15. 15 is okay. You don't want it to be visible through the windows, but want it to actually add effects. So add the windows back, and we are done with this one. So quick recap of everything that was done. We need a light source. So my usual light source for interior scenes is the sky texture. As the sun lamp and everything. So when you add your sky texture, you make sure that you have two. More than two is okay, but one you won't do the job well, because you need to get your direction for shadows well, and you need to light it up. You get, so you've gotten your direction for shadows, you've gotten your proper lighting setup, which is this one. Mix it with the art texture, use the background, then add your HDRI for the background. That's the one that the camera sees, but it doesn't light up the scene. So if you want to actually see how it works, disconnect this, and if you hit render, everywhere is going to be dark except where we are seeing for the camera. You get, so this is it here. Everything is going to be dark because nothing is lighting up the scene. So Ctrl Z to undo. Then we have this coming in. Then our HDRI is for the background. Then the light part is the one separating the two HDRI, the two